Is the Bible the literal word of Allah? Well, for one, we want to take a look at what the Bible is. The Bible is a book that consists of several different books. It's sectioned off into two distinct sections. One, the Old Testament, and then the New Testament. It contained therein, depending on which Bible. If you have the Roman Catholic Bible, I believe it's 73 books. And then, other than the Roman Catholic Bible, has 66 books. It is alleged that the Torah that was given to Musa make up the first 5 books of the Old Testament, and then you have other revelations that were given to other prophets and messengers, like the Psalm of David, and thus forth and so on. The best way to explain or detail the Islamic view concerning the Bible will be to put forth the similitude or the likeness and or example of a man who writes a letter and then entrusts someone to deliver that letter on his behalf. That person who he entrusts to deliver that letter, he takes a look at the letter and he takes out what he believes is inappropriate and adds what he believes is more appropriate within the letter. Then he hands it off to a second person, and that second person in turn does the same thing. So by the time that letter reaches the person to whom which is being delivered to, it wouldn't be correct to say that none of it is the speech of the initial sender, because the speech is contained therein. However, there are also alterations that are found therein as well. And so this is the likeness of the Bible with the Muslims. We don't say that it is devoid of any of Allah's speech. However, we say that there are alterations, manifest alterations therein. And there has been an abundance of scrutiny of the Bible from various methods in ascertaining its authenticity that have proven that fact. You have different fields or different methods of scrutiny of the Bible, from biblical criticism, biblical higher criticism, tradition criticism, redaction criticism, textual criticism, and thus forth and so on. The main point is, as it relates to the authentication of the Bible, it has been determined that there are alterations, additions added by man. And for this reason, you find the contradictions that you find throughout the Old and New Testament. And these contradictions these type of things cannot be attributed to the Creator of the heavens and earth. He who is affirmed by everybody who believes in the Creator of the heavens and earth to be free of flaw and defect, to have the most perfect of qualities and attributes. The most perfect of qualities and attributes. These type of contradictions that we find in the Bible cannot be attributed to Him. In fact, Allah, He says in the last revelation that He revealed to humanity, أَفَلَا يَتَجَبَّرُونَ الْقُرْآنَ? Do they not reflect or ponder over the Quran? وَلَوْ كَانَ مِنْ عِنْدِ غَيْرِ اللَّهِ لَوَجَدُوا فِيهِ اخْتِلَافًا كَثِيرًا. Then He states that if it were from other than Allah, then they would find contained therein an abundance of differing. So, as it relates to the Bible, you have, from an Islamic view, certain outlooks on the Bible as it relates to certain portions of it. You have some portions of the Bible that coincide with the Quran. And so automatically the Muslim affirms those verses or those parts of the Bible that coincide with the Quran to be the truth. Why? Because they coincide with the last revelation that has been protected from alteration. Then you have parts of the Bible that contradict the Quran and actually oppose the Quran. And so the Muslims affirm those portions of the Bible to be false. We deny that those portions that contradict the Quran are actually the speech of Allah. Then you have portions of the Bible that do not coincide with the Quran nor contradict the Quran. So the Muslims, we look at those portions of the Bible and keep quiet as it relates to passing a ruling on it when looking at those types of portions to the Bible. Now, when looking at the scholarly critique of the Bible, you quite often and commonly find them stating that the alterations came about based off the mistakes of a scribe. Maybe he was writing it and became tired or didn't know what he wrote, or it was being dictated to him, and he mistakenly thought he heard something that he didn't hear. And there are various different excuses that are put forth in order to explain why the contradictions in the Bible exist. But ultimately, Allah wa ta'ala does inform us that you have people with agendas, and their agendas were the motivating factor in changing some of the scripture that came before. Allah wa ta'ala, He teaches us, فَوَيْلٌ لِلَّذِينَ يَكْتُبُونَ الْكِتَابَ بِأَيْدِيهِمْ ثُمَّ يَقُولُونَ هَذَا مِنْ عِنْدَ اللَّهِ لِيَشْتَرُوا بِهِ ثَمَنًا قَلِيلًا. Woe to those that write the book with their hands and then say, this is from Allah, in order to obtain by it a measly price. فَوَيْلٌ لَهُمْ مِمَّا كَتَبَتْ أَيْدِيهِمْ وَوَيْلٌ لَهُمْ مِمَّا يَكْسِبُونَ. So woe to them for that which their hands have written or wrote, and woe to them for that which they have earned. Woe to them for that which they have earned. So this is the Islamic view as it relates to the Bible. And I believe that is a detailed summary to that particular question, and Allah knows best. No.